Blyth test route, 7th of April 2025, 0917, and ignore the clock in the bottom corner. Subscribe, nearly at 2,000, subscribing is free. Original audio not recorded for data protection reasons. Yeah, pretty easy, basic, potentially driving test, stop on the right, reverse. 2 minors on this one, quite a good drive from Molly, passed a driving test here. 36.5-ish minutes, kind of standard. Not a lot to add other than to kind of talk you through it. So she's coming out, and at the start of the driving test, I'm not in the back of this one. She's coming out and somebody's reversing out of the bay. When you're doing your driving test, right at the very start, make sure that you drive out of the bay, because you'll make it easier for yourself. If you're going to reverse out the bay at your start of your driving test, then potentially you might miss a mirror, a blind spot, or a check. Always start with driving out of the bay at your start of your driving test. My name's Ryan. I'm a driving instructor, and yeah, this is Molly's driving test. So coming out of the test centre. Word about the test centre: there is a lock on the door at the driving test centre at Blyth. You will not get in until 10 minutes before your driving test, and also it's been put on for security reasons. Quite a few staff got threatened, so if you need to get into the test centre, you have to press the button and tell them when your driving test is, and they'll let you in. Straight out onto Bridge Street. Now, there was somebody else who put a comment on, hey, it says 20 along here. Yeah, right, it says 20 along here. Yeah, it does. Actually, it's mismarked. There are no big 20 signs. There are no introductions to this 20 space. It's kind of as if the council missed the signage. So use your common sense, because realistically, right there should be 30 signs, but there aren't any. So I think that it's mismarked. Let's be honest here, you're not going to go much faster than 20 anyway, right? Because it's difficult. We're going to turn right here at this Honda garage and come round. Just giving away the truck here. And we'll go in the corner. So, just a simple right turn, couple of left right turns. So yeah, Bridge Street, Waterloo Place is 20. But actually it's kind of mismarked. You expect that there would be an extra 30 sign or something. Here, of course, have to turn left. Got no choice. Straight on and turning right is no entries. On the road it's written turn left. On the sign it says turn left. We're just doing some left and right turns in Blyth. Quite a simple start. Making sure that you know how to do these left and right turns on all of these closed junctions. If you're unsure about what a closed junction is, it's basically you can't see, but please ask your driving instructor. We're going to come up to park on the right reverse. This is really easy, really early, even, not easy, really early in the driving test. She's been asked to stop on the right. So there we go. Early across, get it lined up, nice and easy, straight wheel, straight hand, straight steering, straight everything, so you're nicely alongside this curb, and you'll be able to see in your right hand mirror that you're alongside the curb. When you're then nice, neat, straight, then observe, have a check round, reverse 10 metres, 2 car lengths, nice straight line, being in control of the car, observing every bit of glass around the car at least twice during the manoeuvre. The examiner might interrupt and he might say, well, that's about far enough now, or they may say, do you think you've gone far enough? Molly went quite far enough there, to be fair. And as you're moving off, remember, check around again and move off. Maybe even potentially putting a left signal on to tell people exactly where you are going. Closed junction, can't see either side, literally come to a stop like that. Then move again. Literally textbook that. That's brilliant from Molly there, just stopping there. Yeah, great. Now I'm recording this. I'm not recording at my house, so you can't hear the cats this time. You might hear some cars in the background because I'm in a car park. I've actually got 2 driving tests today. One was this morning, 9:17. Sorry about the clock fault in the bottom corner. I don't know what's up with that. I'll have to check my camera later. And I've also got one at 10:48. I'll put that video up later. In fact, these videos might go on at the same time, depending on my internet connection. So yeah, that might be a thing later on. Also, if you've got your tasty beverage with you, sit back, relax, drink your tasty beverage while you're watching this video and listening to my dulcet tones. And while I rub some cream into my hand because it's really itchy, close my glove box there. Today, right, started off, my car was frozen, 0 degrees, had to go and de-ice it, and right now it's like nearly 20. It's really bizarre, this weather. What's going on, people, with the world? Oh, climate change. Yeah. Maybe we shouldn't drive all these polluting cars. No, that's disappointing, isn't it? Everybody wants to drive. So, following the road, really. We're not really doing anything exciting, just being left and right turns in town centre. And yeah, we can turn right here because they fixed the junction on the right hand side. This is Princess Louise Road. Sometimes they make it go straight on. We're going to go straight on. I'm not sure if it was sat-nav. It probably was sat-nav, to be fair, because he did have a sat-nav with him when he left the car, did the examiner. Couple of stops on the left, couple of starts, stuff like that. You know the drill. You've seen these videos before. You know what happens. But these corners, closed junctions, absolutely textbook here. Stop, move, assess, decide, act. 2 minors, remember? One of them was for the safety question right at the start. She didn't quite know what it meant by how do you know that your anti-lock braking system has failed, which is of course a light on the dashboard. But hey, put it in your top pocket, forget about it. 1 minor, it wasn't even a driving minor. And there's one for a roundabout later on, which he kind of sort of warned her about. Yeah. We stopped on the left, probably setting the sat-nav up to start the driving test. We've been on this route before, we've all seen it before. It's just us following it. I've got a very tasty, free, because I use the app, Costa today. I've got a large mocha because it's free and it's one of the most dearest things on their menu. If you are buying stuff in shops and stuff, use the apps because you get free stuff all the time. Starbucks give you tons of rewards at the minute. I don't know why. Just because they do, I guess. Somebody made again a dog's dinner reversing in next to me, but we'll not talk about that. As Molly moved off there, so he's already set the sat nav. He's talking to her saying, yeah, you're going to follow the sat nav, turning left at this junction. And be very aware of the lights just there because they might have gone to red, and be very aware of the traffic on your right hand side because it can get incredibly difficult with people doing stupid things. Driving along, lovely day, lovely day, quite warm, dry conditions, 2-second rule behind the car, stuff like that. If you're not sure what that 2-second rule is, by the way, pass a stationary object like a sign where a car in front of you has passed that stationary object and count in your head 1001, 1002, 1003, whatever else it is. And if you're within 1002 by the time you've counted, then that means you're too close to the car in front. This car park's absolutely lethal. People can't park in this. Now, I'm in Morpeth if anybody's interested. Just dropped Molly off and recording the video. Hopefully I'll get the other one done as well, but we'll see. We're just following roads. Nearly 10 minutes in already. 8 minutes, 20 seconds, something like that. Yeah, it's just watching what's happening, really. Just driving along Plessy Road here, all the way up to Newsham. I've got to pronounce it correctly now because the new railway station's open. Newsham. See, I had a friend back in the day called Newsham, and that's how his name was spelt. And yeah, you kind of remember it, so you remember it as a kid and how it was said. But locals here, not Newsham, it's not pronounced H, it's Newsham. So that's how they pronounce it. So this is the area that we're in at the minute. Coming into Newsham, which is kind of became, it was a village, and became a sort of district of Blyth, really, hasn't it? It's become a borough of Blyth or whatever else it is. Parish of Blyth, maybe? I don't know. So yeah, just stop on the left. Safe position, not over a driveway. Very good. Just making yourself aware of everything that's happening. And let's have a little look. I'm probably having a check. Blind spot checks, remember? So mirror signal manoeuvre. Position. Start again. Prepare, observe manoeuvre. So after your observation, then putting your signal on. Just following this road. We'll go to there. We'll click that one. We'll go to there. And we select all. I'm just copying something for somebody. I often get inquiries about, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? I've had a lot of them lately. Sent. Done. There we go. My good deed for the day. So we're just following the road all the way up to this roundabout. It's not very exciting specifically going down this road, just being aware of the hazards. As we're coming in here, we've got another closed junction. It's a roundabout though. And this closed junction just ahead is you can't see on the right hand side because of the angle that the people come into the roundabout. So it does get quite difficult. So just being careful as you're coming down here. And when you give way to the right, just give way to it. Just have a little look. There we go. There we go, off again. And we're just following the road ahead. Remembering about this box, level crossing. If you've got somebody on the opposite side, wait behind the box. And then assess, and then move. If they are signalling to the right, by the way, and choosing that road on the right-hand side up to the golf club, then you can actually get through the box and out the other side. But just be aware, if your exit is not clear, do not enter the box. Following the road, a bit tight down here. If you get a big bus or something coming the other way, it can be a little bit tight. Even in the smallest of cars, even in like a Mini or a Fiat 500, it still feels really tight down here. This is a Vauxhall Mocha. It's a little bit bigger, but actually most people kind of like it. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit taller, a bit more visual down the road. Little bit better than a Corsa, maybe a little bit better than a 206 or a Clio or something. Just that little bit more elevated. A dirty great big bonnet in front of us, but actually the car's not much longer than all the other cars. It's just the way that people perceive cars at the minute, I guess. Following the road, getting to this roundabout. Roundabout can't turn right because it's a bus lane halfway down. So we're just following the road. And we go on to the next bit, and another roundabout, mini roundabout, just following the road. Don't get too far to the left on this mini roundabout because you may hit the curb on the opposite side if you are going too quick. So a little wiggle, just a little bit like that. See how slow that was? Yeah, that's what you need to be doing. So about 10 miles an hour around that roundabout. Speed bumps anyway, so you can't really go much faster. I'm slowly cooking in my car today. I'm doing this audio commentary and the director's cut. You remember when you used to get DVDs and they used to do director's cuts and the actors used to voice over them? Yeah, this is the driving test director's cut. Just following the road over these bumps. Now, the road ahead is like laid out like the old roundabout was. It's got loads of cones on it, but they are going to alter this quite significantly soon. When they finish this bit of the railway station, they are a little bit behind, but they wanted to open the railway station. So yeah, that's the thing. So they wanted to do that. Does that make sense? Yeah. So all this construction around here is going to change the pattern of the road fairly soon, and you can see that they're gearing up to do that. That they're just about to kind of rip it all to bits and start all over again. I think it might still have a little bit of a roundabout, but not as much or as pronounced as what it was. Following the road, probably going around to the right. Kind of just following the road ahead, really. You're not really going to turn left, so looking at your arrows, looking at the markers, looking at the cones, and remembering, folks, it's 30, don't do 35, don't do 40, it's still 30, you're still in roadworks, you're still in roadworks up until you get to that daft sign that says 50. Got it? Don't make that mistake. Don't fail your test over something stupid. And we know that Molly didn't do that because she passed, so great. What? Got me a lovely Costa though. Well, if it's not inferno hot, which it sometimes is. And there's your 50 signs. So you've been doing 30 all the way through there. Now you can increase your speed. You're coming into the roundabout, following all other routes. Left hand side, staying in your lane, left hand side. Now then, you can't turn right here because there's a bus lane. Remember the bus lane from earlier? This is where it links through to. And yeah, you can't go through because it's a bus lane. But there are people that live either side of that bus lane. You can actually go down to it, but there's not much point. There's no point getting fined for this, for the sake of just going to look at it. No point. So staying in the left hand side, keeping your lane position. Decent there. Following the road, remembering it's still 50. Now if you're in doubt, at any point, do 30 and then have a look at the lampposts, because the lampposts are a dead giveaway about speed. If it isn't written on the lamppost, which it is here, then it must be 30. Everything else has got a sign on it. So these lampposts, some of them have got 50 written on them. That one there has. So remembering that if you're unsure, do 30 until you can see another sign telling you it's something else. Or you remember what that speed limit was. There's quite a few 50 signs down here, to be fair. There's another one there. So it's remembering, oh yeah, I see a 50 sign, right, I can increase. You know what, examiner's kind of happy if you're doing like 40 anyway. He doesn't always want you to go hell for leather, like 50, 60 miles an hour everywhere. There's no point in it, especially on these type of roads. It's all about control. It's alright, it's dry, it's nice, it's sunny, but if it was a bit rainy or whatever, he doesn't want you to go as quick. Roundabout, not so sure where we're going here, because I don't know, because I can't remember. Following the road ahead. This is where she got a minor, I think. So she's just a little bit over in the middle. See that? It's just a minor. There's nobody on the right hand side to affect, but it's a lane positional issue. Just being careful that you need to stay on the left hand side and follow kind of the shape of the roundabout. Even if it is hard to see the road markings, you can clearly see that the roundabout's wide enough to have 2 lanes in it, that potentially you're just watching what's happening there and just stick into your position, your regular driving position, 1-ish metre off the curb. Turning right on the roundabout, so we change lanes, of course, because we have to, because we're turning right. Remember, this little bit is a dual carriageway. It's a very short section of dual carriageway, but it's a dual carriageway nonetheless. Potentially that's 70 miles an hour on there, by the way. Turning right, 3rd exit. Going around the corner here, right on the edge of Eastfield and Shank House and Cramlington. Mirror signal manoeuvre to get back to left, always checking on the left hand side. Roadworks, somebody doing something, probably doing the gas, because they're doing the gas on the other side on the pit road, so it might be the gas. I've no idea where they're going with that at the moment. It's just temporary lights everywhere. Following the road, looking at these warning signs, double bend, then another warning. So we're looking at these corners. I'm not sure why the warning sign's there anymore, because this used to be a fire station, but it isn't anymore. The fire station is near West Hartford, off the big roundabout. Follow the road. We kind of got less than, 20 minutes left on this, halfway through the driving test-ish, somewhere around about there, coming up for 18 minutes halfway. Remember, you can only go about 15 minutes out and 15 minutes back. Stop, start, put a manoeuvre in. You can't get much further than how far we've gone. Some people have got like as far as the hospital before. Some people have got all the way down to the end of Seaton Sluice. Some people get as far north as like the edge of Bedlington and Camis, and yeah, you can't really go very far in your driving test. Gosforth you go a little bit further, but there's not much in it. It's definitely a test of your skill though. There's only one way to go on that roundabout, by the way. There's only a right turn. The left turn is no entry, and straight on is a waterworks, which has a no-through road on it. So you can only turn right there. It's described as first exit on the sat-nav, which is really weird. You go, first exit, turning right, and you go, what? But there's no sign up, and sometimes the examiner tells you, oh yeah, you're turning right there. Travelling along this road, get to the junction at the top. Pretty much, again, thinking about this. Because it's a high-speed road at the top of here, take your time. Potentially come to a stop at the giveaway at the end of the road, because you can't really see on the right hand side. It's really difficult. And drive away. So we're just following this lovely road. You can do kind of 50 down here, you're absolutely fine. National speed limit, no signs up, no lamppost, so it has to be national. Again, examiner's quite happy if you're doing 40. 40 is quite acceptable. Just having a drink of my tasty beverage. So everybody had an exciting week. Are you going to have some great week this week? Is something exciting going to happen? I'm nearly at 2,000 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you want to become a member, become a member. Actually, I haven't done any member videos for quite some time, so I'm not, yeah. But I'm getting towards being on holiday mode. I've got a friend who's going on holiday like a week on Saturday. I hope they have a good time. I'm not spoken to them much. I hope they do reach out again though. But yeah, they're going on holiday a little bit. I hope they have a great time in Tenerife. And I'm going on my holiday like a week later. So I'm going to go to, I might as well tell you about it while we drive down this road. I'm going to go to Miami. Now, I work quite hard, so I like to play hard as well. I'm going to Miami. I am going to do a little bit of driving while I'm there. I'm probably do a couple of videos on the cars. Go to Miami for about 3 days as this car beside me sets off. Miami for 3 days, and then I'm going on a cruise for 8 days because I'm getting old. Yeah, I know. I can hear the violins in the background. All the secret violin, all the world's tiniest violin. Right. Yeah, I know. I'm not that old, but I'm going on a cruise. I'm turning right on this junction. Back towards Blyth, as somebody once told me. Looking at this massive bus. We don't fight with buses. No, not after last time. Answers on a postcard if you're interested. But, yeah, we're going to turn right here. Now, when I go, I'm going to do a couple of car videos because I'm hiring like these massive SUVs. Why not? You're going to the States. And we're doing a little bit of drive. And then I'm going on a cruise for 8 days. And I might do some cruise videos if anybody's, a little bit of travelling videos. I've also got the 2,000 subscriber video to make at some point. I know it sounds stupid that, all right, you've got like 150 to go or whatever, but you'll be really surprised how quick that's going to come around. And I've noticed that like more people are watching the channel, more people are getting more out of it. The more I do commentaries on these, it's even better. Yeah, so it's working out. So yeah, the cruise, 8 days back to Miami, and then I'm going up to Orlando. I'm doing a drive up to Orlando in the biggest car I can find, and possibly doing some theme parks and then going home. So I'm kind of 3 weeks-ish out. As I come down this road, it was national. Have a look at the signs because you're going to go into a 30 zone. Be very careful and get your speed down to 30 at the 30, which is just coming up just here. There we go, we're into the 30 just there. So 30 and a 30, which is exactly what Molly did. Coming into these temporary lights, which is the entrance for the new Bebside for Blyth railway station that they're currently building. So this is why all the roadworks are here. She might have got held up a little bit here, did Molly. Kind of grateful for roadwork sometimes because it can extend your test a little bit, especially because we're effectively going all the way down Coupon Road as well, so it gives you a chance to have a look. She hasn't blocked the junction there, which is fantastic. Could get somebody coming along this road in the opposite direction wanting to turn right into this estate, so we're not blocked the junction there, which is great. That's exactly what you wanted to do all the way down that road, so take note everybody. So with my holiday, yeah, I'm back. I'm actually, my flight's on my friend's birthday, the 15th, and I'm back like a day later. So when I've worked it out, I'm kind of away for like 2.5-2-ish weeks, like altogether. I think it's about 15 days. I'm quite looking forward to it actually. If you're interested, that light there, which turned to amber, we're already very committed to our manoeuvre. It's not a fail on a driving test, as we've already established this person passed. We were very, very committed to this manoeuvre to get through these traffic lights. Kind of by the time you've altered your position, yeah, you could have gone slower, but she's doing 15 miles an hour. So actually, it's very warranted to do that, very acceptable. Examiner will very, very happily accept that. You haven't run a red because it wasn't on red before you type. Getting into this roundabout and following roads, yeah, a couple of weeks out. Might see some videos of the cruise. It depends if I can get to upload because it's very difficult unless you get on Wi-Fi. Again, yellow box, another level crossing, making sure your exit is clear before you move forward, which it is in our case. Down the roundabout, left hand side quite busy. Following the road ahead, second exit. This is probably where the sat-nav stops actually. We've done about 20 minutes of independent driving following the sat-nav. And maybe that's probably where the sat-nav ends. I'm not so sure on it. I definitely know they use sat-nav though, because Molly told me. And she told me she parked on the right reversed. I get a free suntan sat in this car. It's lovely today. Should get out in the yard, shouldn't you? Out in your garden. There we go. So looking to the right, making sure both lanes are empty before you move off. Left hand side, stay in your lane, following the road 193 east, which takes you all the way back into Blyth, all the way down, second exit on the next roundabout at Asda. Yeah, just taking your time on the next one as well. Give way to both lanes on your right hand side, because you never know, somebody might be doing something stupid, which they've got in the habit on Three Horseshoes of doing something stupid. I've noticed that people are sticking in the left hand side and going third exit, which is absolutely maniacal. Is that a word? Well, I suppose it is. It's stupid, isn't it? Like stupid, idiot. Yeah. Like, you know, I use better, and I like the word better because better is great, but that's stupid today, going in the left hand side and going all the way around the roundabout. Yeah. It's a fail on a driving test. You've probably seen that driving test, but people are doing it on a regular basis for some reason, and I have no idea why. I wish I knew. Yep. There we go. And we've got this merging turn. Remember, if you've got this merging turn, leave a bit of space. Don't be aggressive. Don't try and block people. And remember, both sides of you actually have to give way to each other. Wow. But actually, leave a bit of space. Let the car drift in. Doesn't really matter. It's not affecting your day. Don't want to get upset over a stupid car doing a stupid thing. As somebody's car alarm goes off in the distance, which you might be at here. As you're coming up to these lights, remember, middle lane straight on. If you go in the left-hand lane and accidentally sit in the left-hand lane, follow the arrows around the left. Thanks. If you try and go straight on in the left-hand lane, it's also a fail on a driving test, so you don't really want to do that. And there we go. Just moving up, middle lane, following the road ahead. As you come through here, just be very careful that nobody's doing something stupid. So left mirror check as you move back, because somebody might have gone into the left hand side to go straight on. I know. Yeah, I know, I can hear you already. Following the road, bit boring. Sometimes they take you in the retail park. If they haven't been able to get the manoeuvre in early, they'll take you down to the retail park to do drive into a bay or reverse into a bay. Just being aware of that. Following the road. It's rather nice, but it's really hot. Lovely day, following the road, and it's not, like I say, it's not very exciting, some of these test routes. Sometimes once you've done the guts of it, like your bad junction, your bad roundabouts, you've done the town driving, it's pretty straightforward after that. It's just about the examiner making sure that you're not going to do anything stupid. Like, don't give way at the crossing or something, or don't give way at a roundabout. Following the road. So sometimes they can take you into this retail park on the left hand side if they haven't managed to do a manoeuvre. Sometimes they don't, and they make you turn left at Lidl, which is further up, and take you around the back of the driving test, around the back of Halford's auto part thing, because they want to maybe do an emergency stop, or they maybe want to do something else. Sometimes they do that on these test routes. Or maybe they forgot to do the manoeuvre and they make you do a park on the right or a parallel, something like that, you don't know. Big truck coming out of the junction. Made it really slow down. So that is a very active hazard. When you go about passive and active hazards, that's definitely a very active hazard. Pulled out of the junction, making a slow down, swerve or stop as a result of somebody else's action, as opposed to fix things like bends or lights or stuff that does make you slow down, swerve or stop. So just following the road, not long left on this one, like 7 minutes or something. Turning left at Lidl. Sometimes they do this, it's just 23 again. You're not really in a rush anyway. The crossroads, going to turn right. Probably didn't want to sit in the traffic, the traffic lights, because they are a bit silly at the minute. And also, from what I understand, the road ahead, and I think it's called Hodgson's Road, that junction is getting closed fairly soon for about 3 weeks. I think that's next week, or it might be this week. It might be already shut. So taking the back way back to the test centre after that car switches its not very noisy engine off. If you listen to this, just being aware of all of these cars, keeping yourself nice in the middle, not being challenged with anything coming towards you. Don't want to get too close to the cars. So sometimes they make you stop on the right there, sometimes they make you stop on the left. Back to 30s, very well behaved with a 20, very difficult to see that 20. Yeah, making a stop, see. Could do a briefing about an emergency stop here. I don't know exactly what happened on this drive. We are watching it live the same way that I am, unless you're watching it again and again and again. But I record these live. I don't edit them. I don't edit the audio. If I make mistakes or I fumble my words, I leave it all in because there's no point in editing it. I just let you listen to what it is. Was it an emergency stop? Possibly. It feels like it was going to be an emergency stop and he's changed his mind. Yeah, I think it probably was going to be an emergency stop, to be honest. Sometimes when they go and say, oh yeah, I'm going to raise my hand and say stop, sometimes they say, I'm not going to raise my hand and say stop. What I want you to do is I want you to continue. I want you to just follow the road. Possibly because of the learner in front of us, maybe, that they're also on a driving test. Lots of different reasons behind not actually completing that. But remember that you don't necessarily have to do one for a driving test, an emergency stop. So yeah, just being honest about it, and yeah, you might not be able to do it, and probably aborted it, could have aborted it. Getting down to your last 5 minutes, remember this is where you should be concentrating. These traffic lights ahead can fail people, they do regularly. You're looking for the green light with the arrow on it, or the full green light, because both lanes can then move. So turning left at the light. So it's gone to red at the minute, as you might be able to see in the distance. And the little green arrow's come on, so we can go. Been quite lucky there, because people who stop miss the green arrow. So just be aware of that, keep your eyes on that arrow. Coming along, all the way up. Actually, I didn't notice that Molly had returned back to the test centre at this point. I got a little bit confused. I didn't actually see them come back. And it was another instructor who said, oh, there's your car. And I went, oh, okay. So yeah, following the road. Next roundabout, turning right. Just waiting for the end of this now. Now the junction's a bit messed up on the right hand side, so you've got to be super careful because there's not a lot of room. They've left it like this because I think they're going to alter the road here. I think they're going to pull some of these buildings down as well. So the road looks a little bit weird because they are going to significantly alter that in the future, but they've left it like that. I think they should have done the proper job and finished it, but who am I to argue? Weirdly marked junction, which basically means give way to pedestrians and bikes. We're moving back into the car park. And they tell you to drive into a bay, you can ignore the lines, feel free, it's just at the end of your test. But obviously don't hit anything. And if you're going to park between two cars, make yourself visually aware that you can do that. So Molly's picked out that she can go around to the left next to this van, because there's loads and loads of space, because there always are where the trees are. There's more space where the trees are. And there we go. Done. Completed. Well, like, comment, subscribe if you like what you saw. Why not? My name's Ryan, I'm a driving instructor, and I hope that everybody else enjoys the rest of their day.